After you back it up, then stop. Wop, wop, wop. Drop it like it hot. What up, yo? This your boy, Wavy Wayne, all right? And that's right. Did you guess what we gonna be talking about today? Drops. How to make drops in the beat. Now, what is a drop? A drop is when you intentionally mute or take out a section of instruments to emphasize a certain change in the music, or a section to section change, or build up, right? You want to make the next part come back and hit harder, or there's a certain lyric that you just want everybody to make sure that they hear it, right? So it's a couple different ways we can do drops, right? Today we're gonna be talking about doing drops with the 2-track, because I know most of y'all out there using them 2-track beats that you downloaded on YouTube, man. Make sure y'all check out my boys Noisy Neighbors, man. I'm gonna leave a link in the description with some of they beats, because they got some fire, man. And they produced this track that we're gonna be working on today. So, man, if you want some heat, check out the Noisy Neighbors, all right? But, so, to do a drop, right, the first most important thing is to make sure that you have your session locked to the tempo. Now, you can find the tempo however you want, but I recommend that you use Identify Beat to find that tempo. You know I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and you know it's floating up here somewhere or something like that. But I got a whole video on how to do Identify Beat. It's more of an advanced technique, so you might need to check out another, like, tap the tempo, learn how to do that, or call your producer and do that, whatever you want to do. But Identify Beat definitely is the most effective way to find your session tempo and lock it to the grid. And so if you master that, then you dope, and then you can do some of this dope stuff that I'm about to show you right now. All right, well, at least it'll be a whole lot easier for you. So I'm always using grid mode when I edit, because I like to find my tempo and lock my sessions tempo to Pro Tools, so that all the editing is really easy. Okay, so let's just go ahead and, I don't know, should we play this record? I'm just gonna play a part of this section where the first actual drop comes up. We're gonna listen to that drop, and then I'm gonna show y'all what I did on that drop in order to achieve it. I'm basically gonna reverse engineer that section. Okay, so let's just go ahead and listen to it. Oh, let's listen to at least from this part, because this record cold. Baby, I've been sipping on this trying to figure how you fit that ass in them jeans, girl. I just wanna feel on your booty. Shout out to Jones Boy. I've been on some other shit. I just wanna see you do your thing. Do your dance, yeah. Do your dance, yeah. Sipping out the bottle when we drink. Pour that drink, baby girl, they pour that drink. I know that you got a man. I know that you got a man, yeah. How you fit that in them pants? How you fit that in them pants, yeah. I love the way that you dance. Let me get a private dance. Baby, tell me what you about to do with all of these bands. Cool. So in this case, I used the drop to emphasize that section. Let me get a private dance. The way that you dance. Let me get a private dance. Baby, tell me what you about to do with all of these bands. So before I do this, I'm gonna actually make a duplicate playlist just in case I mess this up. Boom. And I got a whole video on how to make playlists too. If you need to know what I just did right there, make sure you check out that video on how to make playlists. But it's gonna make sure that whatever edits I do here, I'm not gonna affect the original version, right? Cool. So let's just go ahead and I'm just gonna use my trim tool to trim this back out. Hear this section before that drop came in. The way that you dance. Let me get a private dance. Baby, tell me what you about to. All right. So basically what I think I did here, I definitely use some verify, right? But I'm just gonna change my grid value, because right now it's set to 1 bar. I'm just gonna change it maybe to a quarter note. I know we came back in there, so we will start off by chopping that. Okay, that was a little long. Cool, and then I'm pretty sure there's just a little 8th note right here. And so I just, basically, this is what it sounds like. So I just dropped out an 8th note there. Right, and before that actual drop out of the beat, where I just, you know, basically deleted it, I did a little screw effect using Verify. So I go up to Audio Suite and I save this as one of my favorites. But you can find Audio Suite in the pitch shift, Verify in the pitch shift folder of your Audio Suite. And I'm simply just slowing this down. Now, sometimes I'll hit this slow down a couple of times depending on the desired sound that I want. But let's just listen if I do it once. Now I think we need to do it twice. Maybe even 3 times. There we go, yeah. Right, so that just helps to emphasize that section, turn it up just a little bit more with a little simple drop and a Verify on that, right? Let's see what else we did here. Let's go to another section. So this during the hook, right? During the end. Ooh, okay. So right there, let me just. Man, I'm drunk and fuck. Bout that head to the east side. Turn it bitch up. Tell the DJ let the beat ride. All my niggas drunk. Right. So all I did on this section was simply just drop the beat, deleted this section. What's this? Basically a half note right before the verse came in at the end of the chorus, so that when those drums come back in for that next verse, it's just hitting hard, man. The absence makes that drop seem, that drop out without no bass and kicks and stuff, that silence makes the intensity of the next section seem like it's even bigger than it really is. So it's like an illusion that we plan on them, you know. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So by taking that music out for a second, when it comes back and beat you with that 808, you're gonna really enjoy that. So that's why I dropped that out there. And so simply, again, just to reverse engineer this, all I did was simply just, you know, select that section and cut it out, okay? I'm gonna also make sure I got some fades right there. You can't get no ass if you don't throw no cash. Man, I'm drunk and fuck. Bout that head to the east side. Turn it bitch up. So. You can't get no ass if you don't throw no cash. Man, I'm drunk and fuck. Bout that head to the east side. Turn it bitch up. Tell the DJ let the beat ride. All my niggas drunk. Ooh, same thing here. I did similar to the beginning where I used a Verify effect, right? And let's just solo this beat. And I just brought it back in, all right? So again, I just used Verify on that on like the last 8th note right before it drop off. That's a great technique to use before you drop something out. If you just hit Verify on it, it gives it that nice little tape stop effect, and it sounds really cool. Turn it bitch up, tell the DJ let the beat ride. All my niggas drunk, all my bitches bad. I'ma spend this cash like I got it fast. Never look in the past. Whoa, whoa, just let the money talk. All right, I got a little creative right here with the 2-track, because when you're working with only the 2-track music, sometimes you got to think outside of the box, even though working in the box, whatever. Sometimes you got to think of creative ways to excite the listener and keep the music going, right? So I'm playing off the lyric right here. He says, never look in the past. So I simply just did a reverse of that section and then dropped it out. And that's what you're hearing here. So let's just listen. So let's reverse engineer that, being here it is before. Like I got it fast, never look in the past. Whoa, whoa, just let the money talk. Right, so I wanted to give a little drop, so it looked like I went for a 16th note drop out of the beat. Whoa, whoa, just got it fast, never look in the past. In this little section here, I reversed it, right? So I'll just select that. Again, when you're using grid mode and you have everything locked to the grid, editing like this is so easy. And then I'm just gonna go up to my audio suite, grab my reverse. You see I use these a lot, right? Because they right here at the top. But if you wanna find reverses down in the other, and to actually save any effects, I think you just hold Command key, right? Boom. And then when you do that, it'll be saved in your little favorites list, okay? Okay. Never look in the So now we just gotta do the reverse. So I'm just gonna select this little section where I want to reverse. And the reverse plugin is really easy. All you have to do is simply hit render. It's either gonna reverse it or reverse it, all right? That's all you can do with the reverse plugin. You select the section if you wanna listen to it. That's what it's gonna sound like. I'm gonna hit render, we're gonna listen to it.
I got it fast, never look in the past. Whoa, whoa, just let the money talk. Fast, never look in the past. Whoa, whoa, just let the money talk.
Wow. That's actually a little different than what I had, but I like that. I like that. All right, so I'm gonna actually keep that, even though, you know what I'm saying, this record out. That's why I made that little this extra playlist, but I like that change.
Never look in the past. Whoa, whoa, just let the money talk. My bitch do the money walk.
All right, let's see. Do we do any other drops in this section?
Never look in the past. Whoa, whoa, just let the money talk. My nigga had to come through the back, but my bitch got distracted.
Again, I'm using some of the same techniques here where I did a drop and I verified the end of the beat right before the drop came. All right, there's a rap verse here. It seemed like over here all I did was some basic drops, but let's show some other stuff here. What else could I have done on some of these parts?
So with me in my section, fuck around and might just pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping.
Well, maybe right here before this beat comes back in, if I want to kind of emphasize it coming back in, instead of just having a clean drop,
just pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas pop.
I could even, let's bring some of this back early, and then instead of, shout out to Real Early, that's actually this rapper's name on here on this second verse. And I can use my verify, and instead of slowing it down, what about when I'm coming back in from a drop, use the speed up and then render that. Let's see what that sounds.
Pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping bottles pretty.
Let's solo that. And let's see, maybe if this was a little longer, it might sound a little better, because it really don't sound all that good to me. Yeah, that might work.
Pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping bottles.
Right now, the reason that I don't want to keep that is that and that might work for some sections, but it just doesn't let that initial drum come back as hard as it could by being completely silent right before it drops back.
Pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas pop.
So if I take that off,
just pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping bottles.
Right, yeah, to me that's a lot cleaner. Or another technique possibly would be to just select a beat, right? Copy that and then paste it right before it. So maybe have a double kick.
Muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping bottles.
Okay, maybe make it a little longer.
Pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping bottles pretty.
Yeah, that could work, right? So basically what I just did, in case I did it too fast, I just grabbed the eighth note section of this drum and I just copied it, Command C, and then I'm just gonna paste it right before itself, Command V, and let's listen.
Pull a muscle, how we flexing, niggas popping bottles, pretty bitches pop.
Right, so this is like a beat stutter to come back in from that drop.
Standing on the sofa, make them goofies look like rookies, huh? She know you a lame, so you can't touch without no change, huh?
You can also do some cool stuff like, if let's say you wanted that kind of underwater effect that, Drake kind of popularized. It's really like using either a lo-fi or a filter, and it looked like I probably tried to do it on here already, and I probably didn't like it at some point in this beat, but let's just see. I'm gonna try to do it right here on this section.
She know you a lame, so you can't touch without no change, huh? I'm a fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name.
Now, I use Audio Suite for a lot of these effects when I'm doing it on the beat like this, because it's so much easier than trying to do automation. Audio Suite just makes it really easy to choose a section, affect just that section, and move on. All right. Now, if I don't want to get all off into automating that stuff. It would take a little bit more time, and so I want to just be a little more efficient, and still sounds great. So, the lo-fi plugin that I'm going to use is going to be found under harmonic. I'm going to go to lo-fi, And let's just go ahead and let's see what this sounds like. So if I bring the sample rate down, by degrading the sample rate, it'll actually give us that kind of a low pass filter effect, right? Cool, let's try that, you know. Being I rendered that, let's see.
Touch without no change, huh? I'm a fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name. I know that you got she know you a lame, so you can't touch without no change, huh?
Oh, let me try something. What if I blend it between these?
Cause my name. I know that you got
yeah, to kind of make it come back smooth. I just thought of that too. To kind of make it come back smooth, if I did a crossfade between the one that the clip that I did the effect on and the unaffected clip, so kind of have it blend back into itself. If I just did like a little crossfade between those, that might work.
No change, huh? I'm a fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name. I know that you got me, man. I know that you got me, man. Yeah. How you fit that in a pen? That you got me, man. I know that you got me, man.
As long as that kick ain't, you know, compromised by that. Seemed like it might be though.
Cause my name. I know that you got me, man.
Yeah, it seemed like it's coming back hitting a little soft. Yeah, mainly because this is still kind of filtered out during that section. Dang, I wish that would have worked though. That would have been tight. It would have been a real easy cheat.
I'm a fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name.
Yeah, but maybe, you know, I'll just hit a drop right there to emphasize that section. So if you want the next section to come back and feel like it's hitting harder, adding a drop before that section is a great way to do it.
I'm a fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name.
Yeah, maybe let's verify that, you know. Hit a little slowdown. With the Verify plugin, it's pretty easy. You can either slow it down or speed it up. Fit to means it's gonna, the change is gonna fit within your selection. If you choose to extend, then it will extend out beyond the selection, just to slow it all the way as it's gonna slow down and extend. And then you can also choose whether a fade will be added or not. Real simple. Pretty much this default setting is the setting that I normally go with. And so I just hit render.
Boss, so she gon' fuck because my name.
Right. Oh, you know what might sound cool though if we extended this one.
Name. Fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name.
Nope, I don't like it. I think we just keep it clean drop.
I'm a fucking boss, so she gon' fuck because my name.
So that's a look at a few ways that you can actually edit the 2-track to create drops, to, you know, reverse some sections. They even showed you some stutter effects and some lo-fi effects that you can do it to really spice up that 2-track and, you know, make it special even if you don't have the full multi-track to work with, all right? Now, I'm rocking this F12 t-shirt. I need you to hit up WavyWayne.com and go cop yours, man. Also got a bunch of templates for sessions that you can use to make your mixing come alive a whole lot faster, and you can do stuff the Wavy way. All right, if you got some more tips on making drops, please leave them in the comment, because this is a community, baby. We all need to learn. And if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Be dope.